Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today, how to handle awkward lies with minimal changes to your swing. Let's look at a routine that will allow you to hook the ball, getting it around a tree or out of trouble or some such situation. And I'll show you a few things that are do's, things that make it easy, and one critical don't. So very briefly, let's examine the dynamics, and we'll assume solid contact, no wind, etc. That's our ultimate target line, but we're trying to get the ball started to the right to get a hook. So the two things you're going to need to have is you're going to need your swing direction or swing path well out to the right and your club face closed or aimed left in relation to the swing. Now the ball will start as more on the club face direction than it will the swing direction to some extent. So if it's too closed, you're going to start that ball too much on the target line, then hook it. So we need the club going to the right, club face left of the swing, but not so far left that it's starting the ball on the target line. So we know that to hit a draw, swing path has to be out to the right for the right-handed golfer. Club face has to be left of the swing path, not left of the target. But there's one thing that people do that muddies all the water, both the swing path and the face, and it may be not something you'd thought about. Let's have an overhead look at a great player, then we'll get out, flesh that out, and keep moving. Okay, Dustin Johnson on the left, Rory McIlroy on the right. Not perfect angles, but gives us a general overhead view, not an angle we'd typically see. Now, I doubt either of these are trying to hit a big draw, but let me just show you a principle in getting the club to approach from the inside. Let's look at Rory first. So if there's his hips right there, you'll see they'll really drive forward there, really driving hard in the direction of the target. Now, there's not much shutter speed on this, but I think we can say with relative assurance the club is about there. So here's the principle. When your hips are driving forward and the grip end of the club is forward, you are generally going to be on the inside part of your swing arc. Once that club goes past your hands and past your hips, it's starting to circle back to the left. Let's have a look at Dustin. Again, he's more of a fader of the ball, but we're just looking for a principle. So that's probably about his foot alignment. By the way, tons of problems we work through at scratchgolfacademy.com. We've done our best. We have the website up. There's a link below. We'd love to have you try a 14-day free trial. No credit card putting in there, no tricks, no suspicious charges. Just go browse it for 14 days, see if you like the video library. We'd appreciate it if you'd consider that. Dustin, big drive forward of the hips. Not as big a drive as Rory, but you still see with his weight forward and the handle of the club forward, he's hitting the ball more on the inside part of the circle there. Once the club has gone beyond him, it starts its journey back around. So hips and hands forward, very important. Okay, just a moderate difference here. Here's a target line, just a slight draw shape. As you could see there, when the hips and the hands are forward, it significantly influences the swing path to be from the inside out to the right for the right-handed golfer. Obviously, when they're back, the club starts its journey back to the inside much quicker. Now, this fatal flaw I see so many people have, that maybe they don't have a good grip, they haven't developed the skill as to how to tilt the club to square the face, and their feel-wise, their interpretation of closing it is slashing it. Two problems with this. Number one, typically it leaves this wrist cupped. You look at yourself after impact. If it looks like that and not like that, when you film yourself, you're doing it wrong. So number one, it doesn't really close the face, and number two, just as damaging is the fact that as you slash it, the club starts to get beyond the club head, starts to take its journey left. So you must keep this feel and make the club face work. So we've got our general DNA down. Let's say that's the eventual target. This is more where I have to swing. Certainly when I'm trying to hit a sizable hook, I'm going to aim a little bit out to the right for sure. In addition, I'm going to push my hips forward a bit and feel my upper trunk is a little closed. My trail arm is underneath there. Should I close the club face a bit at address? I think yes. If you're trying to hit a big hook, I would do it. I still like the feel though, or I still like to retain a little feel of closing it through impact. I think that helps with feel, helps ensure that the ball is going to curve. Let's hit one here. All right, let's get my hips set forward. That did not have quite enough hook, but it is moving back pretty well. You have to play around and experiment with these things. Now, two key points coming up at the end of the video. We're going to have another look here, but I would say as a general rule for you, and I would apply it to myself, if you start the ball too much left, assuming it has a pretty good amount of curve, certainly you could check your alignment. Probably you don't have enough forward shaft lean, enough weight forward. I would not so much dial back on this as I would increase that look through the ball. So quick look in slow motion here. You can see I'm aimed well to the right at the ultimate target line that's aimed at the green there. Club comes down even a little bit to the inside of my body lines. Notice though the weight, the grip end of the club and my weight stay forward. That keeps the club coming from the inside. Notice also that the ball starts left of the swing. It's not starting right where I'm swinging. That's because the face is close, so it's starting to the right of the ultimate target line, but to the left of where I'm swinging. One other point, by the way, expect a hook like this to roll out a lot more. So if you're coming out of trees, etc., play for some rollout. So one of the ways I suggest you practice this, let me roll this ball over. I'm setting up a little more on that line. Preset your hips and your hands significantly, again, face turned in, and just hit some little shots. The backswing's going to be small enough that it doesn't get me moving behind the ball or anything. I keep my hips forward and extend, lift your hips, keep the grip end moving up and out, and just preset it. I hit that a little thin, but that really gave me the exaggerated feel. Then mix and match and go back to regular shots. Now, a couple of thoughts here. Number one, you have to play around with these things again a little bit. You have to get good at them. I would probably play the ball a little bit farther back. When you're swinging from the inside, you likely bottom out a bit further. If the ball's wet, the club face is wet, it's a little bit damp out here in actual fact. The club will not grip the ball as well. You can't curve it as much. Same for having tangled grass around the ball. You won't be able to curve it when you don't get friction against the ball. You won't be able to curve it that much. Two final reasons now. Number one, why is this good for you to work on things like this sometimes? Well, it could certainly be a useful shot when you're playing, but it builds skill. When you can take a general model and vary it in different ways, you actually gain skill, you gain awareness, you become better at neutral when you do that. The other reason, of course, is it's fun. It's fun to play around a little bit. So mix a bit of this in and out of your practice, and I hope it helps you.